All right, y'all. Smackdown review for December 9th, 2022. This show was fucking terrible. No Roman Reigns on the show again tonight. What the fuck is he? He's a champion, man. You gotta have the champion on the show. And it's fucking sad. The only two wrestlers that was on the show that people actually gave a fuck about were Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. What does that tell you about the rest of this roster, man? That's fucking sad. And the only reason Kurt Angle was there because it was in his hometown and it was his fucking birthday. Come on, man. And then Rey Mysterio was on. He had a segment with Karrion Kross for 2 minutes, and that was it in the back. I thought it was great. Karrion Kross is one of these wrestlers that actually cares about character. Most of these wrestlers, they don't care about character anymore. It's all about doing high flying moves and spins and kicks and dives and all this other bullshit. You need characters in wrestling, man. Characters make matches, not the other way around. Well, matches make characters. That's the wrong way of thinking. That's the problem with these fucking new wrestlers. They're not enough into character, storytelling, and all this shit. That's why it's the Raw. That's why fans who were born in the '90s that watched the Attitude Era makes you appreciate Stone Cold and The Rock and The Undertaker and all these guys way more. Because these new wrestlers, they just don't have it, man. Like look at the people that were on the show tonight, outside of Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. New Day's garbage. Sure, they're a great tag team, but their characters are garbage. Ricochet is fucking trash. All he does is hit high flying moves. Gunther's okay. I don't mind Gunther, but the two guys in this group, and they're garbage. Who else is there? Fucking Hit Row's trash. I don't know why they're on the show. Just turn them heel. Nobody cares about them. You got fucking the LDF group, Legado del Fantasma. I'm not sure about them, how good they're going to be, but I guess Escobar is all right. I'm not sure about the rest of them. And then Zelina Vega is okay as one of the managers, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just fucking terrible without Roman. You see all the flaws in the show when he's not on. It's terrible. All right. Get to the review. And this segment was the worst thing on the whole show tonight. It was fucking terrible. So basically, this is what it was: Ricochet and Gunther Intercontinental title contract signing, right? Before it starts, Adam Pearce's talk explained the rules. New Day comes out. They're pretty much doing the comedy shit, and then they're pretty much backup for Ricochet. They're like, "Oh, this is how contract signings go. Everybody beats the shit out of each other, so they're for backup." And then Gunther says, "Oh, I'm a wrestler. I'm not a performer." And then the New Day, "Oh, you can't perform? You can't perform?" And then Xavier Woods, he says, "Oh, there's pills for that." Are you fucking serious, man? Shit is not entertaining, man. It's fucking stupid. I don't get this company anymore, man. Wrestling used to be so good. It's just fucking shit now. I don't know. And then they just made fun of that, and that was the fucking segment. It was fucking terrible. All right, get to the rest of it. All right, this match, Usos versus Sheamus and Butch for the tag titles. It was supposed to be Drew McIntyre. He had some medical issue. He's probably injured. So they replaced him with Butch. And it was Butch and Sheamus versus Usos. Jimmy hit an elbow off the top rope on Butch for a 2 count. Sheamus hit a power slam on Jimmy. Brawling Brutes hit the beats of the Bowdrin. Sheamus hit 10, and then Butch kept going after 10. He hit like 20 or 30, I forgot. And then Sheamus hit White Noise off the second rope for a near fall. Jay hit a neck breaker on Butch. Sheamus broke up the count. Butch hit a DDT on Jey Uso for a 2 count. Butch hit a powerbomb on Jimmy for a near fall. And then Sheamus and Butch hit a Razor's Edge neckbreaker combo. That was all right. Jay broke up the pin. Solo hit a spinning solo on Ridge. Usos hit the 3D for the win. And during this, Sheamus tried to break up the count, but Sami Zayn was holding Sheamus' leg, so he wouldn't let him get in. And then Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson are in the back. Gable Steveson is the Olympic wrestler that's signed to them. Should be on the main roster soon. It'd be cool to see Kurt Angle as his manager. I guess Angle's too old to be there every week, but he can help them behind the scenes training whenever they're in Pittsburgh, I guess. And they met up with Braun Strowman. He just said you can get these hands when you get to the main roster or some shit. And we got they announced John Cena is going to be on the last SmackDown of the year. So I guess people actually know him, so could be good. Maybe they might set up a match at WrestleMania, or if he's not, then I guess he's just gonna promote his movies coming out. That was cool to see Cena though, even though I wasn't a big fan of his new character. He was okay as his rapper gimmick, but after that, it just got too corny on the mic. It was just terrible. All right, next up we got LA Knight in the ring. Talking about Bray Wyatt here. He said he struck fear. He struck fear in him. Every time you put me down, here I am. And then they show footage from weeks ago where Bray Wyatt allegedly beat him up. He was buried under a bunch of weapons 3 weeks ago. And then they showed another. He showed another piece of footage. He was stuck behind some equipment. The security was trying to help him out. And then they zoomed in to like the background. It was the mask that Bray Wyatt wore. It was a person, or it was like a toy or some shit. One of his toys. He kept saying, I don't know. And then Uncle Howdy's, as he's showing this footage, Uncle Howdy pops up on the screen. It's a vignette. Says he deserves to be punished or whatever. And then LA Knight goes looking for Bray Wyatt in the back, and that was it for that. LDF versus Viking Raiders. It's pretty much nothing because Hero interfered as soon as the match started, and then they show LA Knight looking in the back for Bray Wyatt. He goes into a locker room. There's Bray Wyatt's T-shirt on the coat hanger. He just chucks it down. The lights go out, and then somebody with a mask appeared. They don't reveal who it is, and that was it for the segment. I don't know what the hell's going on with the storyline. We got another segment with Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson in the back. This time there's like a party in the back. Jason Jordan gives Kurt Angle a card. This is kind of funny. He said number one dad on it. That whole adopted storyline back in the day. That was kind of funny. Next up, we got. So it's a 6-man tag. Oh no. Oh yeah. So the contract signing turned into a 6-man tag. And then there's a segment in the back with the bloodline. 6-man tag was nothing. It was terrible. There's a segment in the back. Jay tells Sammy trim his beard and his hair. It's going to be a big night for you next week because the tribal chief is in town. So Roman's back next week. So it should be a good show since he's on. And then we got a segment in the back with Rey Mysterio and Karrion Kross. And okay, so segment in the back with Karrion Kross, Rey's in the trainer's room, with the trainer checking up on him or whatever. And then Karrion Kross and Scarlett show up. And then Kross says, "You demonstrated restraint. You turned the other page. You come to Smackdown for a new beginning." And this happens. It says Scarlett is from Romania. Life can be rough over there, especially as a kid growing up. She told me the story when she was little. Her family had this thoroughbred bred horse. Over time, the horse couldn't run as fast as it used to, couldn't jump high as it used to. The family needed it, so they strapped a cart to it, and it became a workhorse. Over time, it couldn't even drag the cart. She's never forgot that look in this thing's eyes, this broken look when it realized it was totally useless. It was always a sad thing to see when it gets to the point when you have to put an animal out of its misery. So this was a good way to start the feud, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't die. This rivalry doesn't turn bad. This is just a good start to it, and then hopefully it continues to build up for what looks like they're gonna have a match at the Rumble, or if not, they'll just have it on random SmackDown, and then they'll both be in the Royal Rumble match. So that was it for that, and then at the end, got the celebration for the hometown guy. So he gets in the ring. Otis and Chad Gable come out. They pretty much they didn't get invite. One of the segments in the back was that they didn't get an invite to the party. The guy checked the list and didn't get in, so he was pissed off about that. And then they told Kurt Angle to leave. He leaves, and before he's about to go into the back, he says, "Oh, I got a friend or whatever." And then Gable Steveson comes out on the milk truck, and then he sprayed the hose. Kurt Angle sprayed the hose on Otis and Chad Gable, and then that was pretty much it. And then yeah, that was SmackDown. Always cool to see Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio. Kurt Angle. They could set up maybe a 2-1-2 tag match. Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson versus Chad Gable and Otis. Seeing that Gable and Kurt Angle and Steveson all have Olympic background. They all wrestled in the Olympics, so that'd be cool to see with Kurt Angle with Steveson, I guess. Yeah. That was pretty much it for SmackDown. All right. See ya.